Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we are shifting gears into the high-stakes world of Formula One. There is a massive storm brewing in the paddock, and it is all centered around Mercedes' 2026 engine development. We are hearing whispers of a technical breakthrough that has rival teams sweating before the first lap is even turned. Is Mercedes playing by the rules, or have they found a gap in the regulations that effectively breaks the sport? This is not just about raw horsepower anymore. It is about engineering brilliance versus the spirit of the law. Let us break down whether this is a case of blatant cheating or absolute genius that will redefine the hybrid era once again.
To understand the loophole, you have to understand the new rules. For 2026, F1 is moving to a 50-50 power split between the internal combustion engine and electrical power. We are talking about a massive 350 kilowatt boost from the electric motor, which is nearly triple what current cars produce. The MGU-H, that complex heat recovery system, is officially gone. This simplifies the engine, but creates a massive challenge. How do you harvest enough energy to keep that electric motor running at full tilt without the car dying on the straights? Mercedes seems to have found a way to bridge that gap that has left competitors scratching their heads.
Here is where it gets spicy. The 2026 regs mandate 100% sustainable fuels. Mercedes' high-performance powertrains division in Brixworth is reportedly miles ahead in optimizing their V6 to burn this new fuel more efficiently than anyone else. By mastering the chemical combustion curve of these biofuels, they might be generating significantly more thermal efficiency. This allows them to use less fuel to create more power, effectively bypassing the fuel flow limitations that throttle other teams. If they can extract more bang from every drop, they have a natural advantage that is perfectly legal, even if it feels like an unfair head start.
The real loophole rumors center on how Mercedes handles the MGU-K, the kinetic energy recovery system. There is talk that Mercedes has engineered a unique way to map their energy deployment that tricks the sensor thresholds. By pulsating the energy recovery during specific braking phases, they might be harvesting more than the intended limit without triggering a technical violation. It is like finding a way to refill your water bottle while the teacher is not looking. If they have found a way to keep their batteries charged longer than Ferrari or Red Bull Ford, they will have push-to-pass power available when others are stuck in harvesting mode.
In F1, it is not just what is under the hood, it's how it fits. Mercedes is reportedly working on an incredibly compact engine cooling layout. By reducing the size of the radiators and the intercooler system, they can shrink the side pods of the 2026 car even further. This is a massive genius move because it reduces drag. If your engine is more efficient, it generates less heat. If it generates less heat, you need less cooling. It is a virtuous cycle that translates into straight-line speed. They're using the engine's efficiency to win the aerodynamic war before the car even hits the wind tunnel. For those of you who remember the start of the turbo hybrid era in 2014, Mercedes had a split turbo design that no one else thought of. It gave them a second per lap advantage. The paddock is terrified that this 2026 loophole is a repeat of that history. While teams like Red Bull are building their first engines ever and Audi is just entering the sport, Mercedes has decades of data. They are not just building an engine, they are building a system that exploits every gray area in the 2026 technical directive. Is it cheating? No, it is simply reading the rulebook better than everyone else. You can bet the other teams are not taking this lying down. Red Bull's Christian Horner and Ferrari's Fred Vasseur are already calling for clarifications from the FIA. They are worried that the 50-50 power split will lead to Frankenstein cars that have to downshift on straights to charge batteries. If Mercedes has found a way to avoid that clipping effect, the others will claim the regulations are being bypassed. Expect a political firestorm and technical protests as we get closer to the 2026 season. The battle in the courtroom might be just as intense as the battle on the track.
At the end of the day, Formula One is a competition of engineers. If Mercedes has found a way to maximize the 2026 regs through a clever interpretation of energy recovery and fuel chemistry, that is not cheating, that is genius. As athletes and fans, we want to see the limits pushed. We want to see who can innovate their way to the top. Whether you love them or hate them, Mercedes' relentless pursuit of the unfair advantage is what makes F1 the pinnacle of motorsport. Stay tuned because the road to 2026 is just getting started. Thanks for listening, and I will see you at the finish line.